So I thought I would tell you an interesting story, the moral of which is don't, the moral of which is learn to evaluate yourself depending on your own actions, and don't take personally other people's comments. So let me give you a story that happened yesterday. Okay, so this doesn't pertain to I don't think it pertains to the BBC I gave, but we sent out a letter yesterday signed by all these Buddhist teachers encouraging people to vote. We didn't tell them who to vote for or anything, just encouraging people to vote. So we got one email back yesterday afternoon from someone totally blasting me for being involved in politics and saying socialism and communism have no role with Buddhism, but I don't remember ever mentioning socialism and communism, just encouraging people to vote, because he sent it back as a reply to the voting letter. And, saying that monastics should not be involved in politics. The Vinaya prohibits it, but I don't see any regulations in the Vinaya that specifically state that. Anyway, totally blasting me and saying he's not supporting a Bhikshuni Sangha that is involved in politics. Yeah, leftist politics. Yeah, because we encourage people to vote. Then, I think he may have listened to some of my BBCs before. Then, this morning, we get another email from another person in reply to the voting letter encouraging people to vote. And it says, "Thank you so much for caring about this. Thank you for being involved." Okay? There's one more I don't know about?
Almost immediately, one of our interfaith friends, a Christian minister who's on our mailing list, forwarded that letter to all of her friends in faith. And she said, "Dear faith leaders, this is what our Buddhist brothers and sisters are doing to support our country. What are we doing?"
Wow, I didn't know about that one. That was nice from an interfaith leader. Really? Good. So there you have it, okay? One person totally trashing you, other people praising you. Only you know who you are, Only we can look in our own hearts and know what is our motivation, what are we doing? Are we having a virtuous or a non-virtuous, intent? And so this was a very blatant example, which is why I said it to you, but it applies to all aspects of our life, because sometimes we are so sensitive to what other people say about us, and any small thing, especially the words we don't like, we take so personally, we get so angry and upset. The nice words people like, we often just kind of dismiss, unless they're from somebody that we're really attached to, and then we think that they're, the best thing since sliced bread. But, it's just showing that, look at our mind, how unstable it is, that we take the words of whatever somebody says to us as the truth of who we are, even though in a space of 24 hours, people say contradictory things about us. Yeah? And so if we just believe what everybody says in this way without learning to observe our own intentions and motivations, then we're completely giving our power away, and we really become emotional yo-yos. They praise me, they criticize me. They praise me, they criticize me. On and on and on and on. We're like so mentally unstable, yeah? So that's why I started this off by saying the moral of the story is to learn, to evaluate inside and not take these other things so seriously because other people are seeing us through their own filters. Yeah. Now, of course, if we've really hurt somebody's feelings, whether we intended to or not, then we need to talk to that person and, resolve the situation. So I'm not just saying that if somebody is hurt by what we've said or done, we just say, well, too bad, and walk away. We try and talk with them and assuage their anger and help them calm down. Okay, but we can do that without taking what they say as indicative of who we are. It may be indicative that we need to be more aware of how our words are heard, no matter what our intention was. Or maybe we need to be more aware of the vocabulary we use so people don't misunderstand. But, none of this should be used in terms of developing self-esteem. Yeah? Because one day they praise you, then they criticize you, then they praise you, then they criticize, and on and on and on. Yeah? And so goes the emotional yo-yo. And that's miserable, isn't it? To abide in that kind of emotional state. Yeah? And then we wind up getting angry at everybody, and it's just no use. Okay? So I thought that was a great story. Do you think it's a good story? Yeah? I mean, it happened within 24 hours, and there it is, yeah?